Right, today I'm going to be servicing the Insignia. Happens to be a 2 litre SRI model. What have we got to do that? We've got Castrol Edge 0W30 oil. I've got a Borg & Beck oil filter which comes with a seal, which is nice. I have got an air filter made by Comline, and part number is there. And then I've got a cabin filter, Borg & Beck, that's the part number. Finally top the whole thing off. I've got some spark plugs. I went a bit fancy, got the NGK Iridiums, and that is the part number. There's obviously 4 of them. Finally, I was going to quickly show you, upgrade the car a little bit because I've been doing some travelling with this, which is a genuine Vauxhall roof bar set, which is topped off with this Thurl Ocean 100 roof box. It's just quite a nice roof box, but I got it all second hand, of course. Right, let's get down to it. Jack the car up and drop the old oil out. So I've jacked the car up. You can see here it's on an axle stand, which is just on the subframe, so that's not going anywhere. And I'm just going to go underneath and slacken off the drain plug. And let's just have a look what kind of oil we're working with here. Just if you put some light pressure on the bolt, so you finish unwinding it. There we go. Next I'm going to do is take the oil filter out. You see there's the housing there. I've got a 32mm socket, and just go over the top of here, and then I can just undo that. And also I'm just going to clean the actual plastic hat there off with some brake clean, just so none of that stuff goes down into where the oil goes in. So taking out the old one couldn't be any simpler. Just pluck it from here and with the 2 hands. There we go. It's got that kind of shape at the bottom, so the new one wants to go exactly the same way out of the box. It just goes in like that. It's already got the little seal fitted, so there we go. And then we've got the new seal there, and to just take out the old green one here with a little screwdriver, put a new one. So there's new seal in there. Just a good tip is make sure you just use some of the old oil there just around that seal, just so when it's cruising it doesn't pinch and ruin the seal, and it will go nicely. Right, it's 25 Newton meters it wants. That's what it's going to get. Just because of where the sump drain is, I'll just jack the other car up to the same level as the other side, just to get all the rest of the oil out of there. I'm just obviously not going to go underneath it like this, but I'm just going to leave it like that for a bit. Right, I've done up that bolt, which is a 15mm, and have a look at the oil, the old oil. You see it's done its job, but now it's time to fill up with some new oil. And like I say, it's the Castrol Edge 0W30, the good stuff, and I'm just going to place it in there. And what I'll need to do is, there'll probably be about a Coke can or something like that in the filter, so I'll need to fill it up to the top, spin it over, and then check the level again when it's on level ground. So I'll do that next. So it's taken about 4.5 litres so far. It's at the top of the dipstick now without having run the engine. What I'll do is I'll run the engine, I'll take it up to a level surface, and then I'll do a final level check. So that's to do. And now we can move on to probably the air filter next, which is here. You can see it's some Torx bits around the side, and we'll just take that off and see if we can get away without even touching any of this other wiring. Done the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little Torx bolts with this T25 long tool here, and then I've just got a 7mm and undone this Jubilee. And finally, you can just pull this little clip back like that, and then just disconnect the MAF. If I can do it one-handed. Probably not do it one-handed. Take that off, pull that loose, and just sneak under here, and just grab the old air filter out and just plonk the new one in. Right, here's the old one. Doesn't actually look too bad, but you know, replacing. So this is the new one, the Comline one, just a slightly different design but it's the same shape. one in. I'll just place the cover back on and tighten everything else back up. Next we've got to do the spark plugs, and that's just a matter of taking off this little cover here, and I think I'll just be able to pop this out. Right, and then probably pull this thing off. There we go, that's one pop of that side. Probably another pop of this side, just to get this off. It's off there. I think they're off. You get the idea. Need two hands. The top cover off, and then you can see where people have dropped oil, like myself, down there, so it's not a bad time just to wipe that up. Getting to the spark plugs means you need to take off the coil packs. Here you can see they're just held on by 10mm bolts. Take that out, and then you just move back this little cover like that, and then push down that black button. Then it'll take up the connector, and then you can just pluck the coil pack up like that, put it to one side, and down there is the spark plug. And I've just got a normal spark plug tool to take the spark plug out. My usual tool was not able to get them out, so I've just used a 15mm deep single hex, and that was perfect to get it out on this little extension and a 3/8 breaker, and it's all come out. So it's just sitting down there. One tip is, if you want to take it out, is you can just basically place the boot of the coil pack over the top, and that's the spark plug. You can see that doesn't look too bad. It's an NGK IL TR5D, which is exactly the ones I've bought. So it looks like this. You know, the high spec plug I've bought is exactly what was in there, so that's nice. Another thing I'm going to do from previous experience is check on my new ones that this little olive is tight on the back of this, because I have had these unwind before. So I'm going to do that and then throw the new plugs in, and when I say throw, I'm going to lower them gently in, and I'm going to just do them up with this tool, because you don't need to crank on them. The thing that's good to do is just line them up all next to each other. This is all of them. You can just see there's nothing weird, there's not one of them that's wet or more coked up than the other. It's all about the same, so that's good. Little tip, this is what I always do. Just go anti-clockwise first, and what happens is you'll feel, there you go, did you hear that? And what that is that's the thread dropping down to where it wants to be, and that's a nice way of stopping you cross-threading the spark plug into the cylinder head, because if you do that you're in quite big trouble. So that's what I was doing. Go anti-clockwise until you feel it drop down to the thread, and then just do it up anti-clockwise. And like I said before, you don't need to go mental tight on these things. That's why you're not given a big lever here. So just wait until it's, that's it, tight enough. They're all bolted down with those 10mm, and these clips are all pushed forward with these little tangs, grey tangs forward as well. I can just pop the cover back on. That's it, done with the engine now. Just need to do the final bit, which is going to be this cabin filter. Right, the cabin filter's behind here. You just drop that down. You just need to undo these 7mm, 1, 2. There's one behind here, which I'm going to use my non-mar tool to pry this thing back. I should just be able to, there we go. There's one underneath there. Zoom in, there you go. And I think there's probably going to be one, yeah, there's one just there where my finger is. So undo that and get rid of this for now. So that's those 4 down. I should just be able to wiggle it a bit. There we go. And don't forget to remove this light there, because you don't want to snap the cable. That's the new one. You fit it like this, so the airflow is coming down, so from the outside being drawn in by the fans. And that is so sick, it almost looks like a mouse has been living in there. So don't see how, but that's what it kind of looks like. The new one just going in like that, pushed, and then it's got these clips. So we've got one on top, 2 on the side. This time it's actually going to get clipped up, as opposed to not clipped up last time. And then just place the glove box back in, just remembering to connect up the light there. Just clip this thing back in. Do you notice how I didn't bother taking it out the side sill? I didn't need to, and it just seemed like more work. So I should just be able to push this back in, coax it. There we go. There we go. And that is that.